Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're stopping by for the first time, you're definitely welcome. So this is Sentibe Makeover. I'm a Nigerian makeup artist based in Owerri. So please don't forget to click the subscribe button, turn on your post notification button so that anytime I post, you would be the first to see my video. So I already cleaned her face. Right now I'm using my Cetaphil face moisturizer to moisturize her face. How much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed. So next I'll be using my Omari Code hydrating face primer to prime her face. This primer is mostly for dry skin. I don't think she has dry skin, she has normal skin, so I decided to try it on her face to see how it looks. Yeah, I don't wanna, but I know I gotta do it. The truth. So next I'll be using my classic mattifying face primer to prime her face. So next I'm using my liquid highlighter from nubanbeauty. This would help me achieve a glowy base. So guys, this one is optional, it's not compulsory, but I'm just showing you in case you like it or you would like to get it. But this comes before foundation. When we play our roles and ignore the problems. So moving on to foundation, I'll be mixing these two shades of foundation, this Avour and Zikel foundation. I'll be writing the shade in my description box. So right now I'm using my beauty sponge to blend it in on her skin. When we play our roles and ignore the problems, I wish I knew. So next I'm using my Zikel foundation in the shade 025 to contour her face. So now that I'm done contouring her face, moving on to blush, I'm using my Champion Creation Cream Blush to blush her cheeks. So moving on to highlight, I'll be using two shades of concealer to highlight her face. I'm using my Avour concealer in the shade 020 to highlight the outer corner of her face. Then I went ahead using my Flawless Ivy concealer in the shade L12 to highlight the inner corner of her face. I'm out of my head. Some days my feet has been frozen. I'm brave and I'm broken. My soul is wild. next I'll be using my beauty sponge to blend in the concealer on the highlighted areas. So next is to set the concealer on the highlighted area, but before doing that you have to go in with your beauty sponge to blend the areas underneath her eyes to avoid creasing. So next I'm using my Sasha Buttercup setting powder to set the concealer on the highlighted area. I'm an emotional mess, yes, but you wouldn't want me less, yes. I'm an emotional mess, yes, 'cause you know how wild it could get. So next I'm using my small brush to set properly and also dust out the excess powder on her face. Yes, yes, 'cause you know how wild it could get. So to powder her face, I'll be using my Adventure Oil Control Powder palette. So I'm just going to use this shade here to powder her face. Contour, I'll be using this shade from the same Adventure Oil Control Powder palette to contour her face. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, I don't wanna jinx it, baby. And twist myself at the spine. So next I will be using this shade here to contour her nose. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. So next I'm using my powder brush to powder the rest of her face. So next I'm using my Kiss Beauty Fix Spray to set her face. Oh, but I don't want to miss you, baby. So I'm just gonna let her face dry before I bake her face. Right now I'm going to be baking her face using the same Sasha Buttercup setting powder. So I'm just gonna snatch her nose and do reverse contour. So moving on to her brows, I'm using my spoolie brush to brush her brows first. Then I went ahead using my brow time. You can also use your hair wax. So I'm just going to use my spoolie brush to apply a little on her brows just to lay the hair nicely. Don't leave me high and dry. Baby, you give me ice. So next I will be using my Karite gel liner on her brows. So I'm just going to use my angle brush to outline her brows. Give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, 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 oh. next is to highlight her brows. I'm using her foundation shade to highlight the beginning of her brows. So to highlight her brow bone area, I used the Flawless Ivy concealer I used in highlighting her face in the shade L12. So I'm just gonna use it to highlight her brow bone area. So next, I'm using my blending brush to blend the concealer on the highlighted area. So I'm just gonna highlight the other brows using the same method. So to highlight the top of her brows, I mixed her foundation shade and the Flawless Ivy concealer I used in highlighting her brow bone area to highlight the top of her brows. So to set the concealer, I'm going to be using this shade here to set the concealer on the highlighted area. So moving on to eyeshadow, I'll be using this nubanbeauty matte lipstick. I'm just gonna apply it on her lid, but make sure you blend it immediately because it's a matte lipstick. If you don't blend it, it won't look nice at all. So I'm just using my brush to blend it well. So next, I'll be using this shade from my Kylie eyeshadow palette to set her lid. So next, I'll be using this shade here to blend out the eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna use this shade here to blend this area just to avoid any demarcation on the eyelid.
Just trying to give you something spooky I do for you. I'm just trying to give you something.
So next, I'll be using this shade here from the same Kylie eyeshadow palette just to darken the outer corner of her lid. Then I went ahead using this powder shade just to blend this area. So next, I'm using my finger to apply this golden glitter on her lid. I added a little glitter glue on my finger, so I'm just gonna use it to place it on her lid. The glitter glue helps the glitter to stay on her lid. So the first glitter I use is from Avour Cosmetics. Then the second one I just showed you is a lighter gold, is from luztas. So I'm just using my finger to place it on her lid. So next is to line her upper lash line. I'm using my black Karite gel liner to line her upper lash line. So next, I'm using the same gel liner on her waterline. So next, I'm using my Mega Mascara to darken her natural lashes. So next, I'm using my brush to blend out the excess powder on her face and also remove the glitters that fell on her face. You don't need to be harsh while you're removing this. You need to be gentle so the glitters doesn't stick on her face. So next, I'm using my powder brush to blend the rest of her face. So next, I'll be using this shade from my House of Tara blush palette. So I'm just gonna apply it on her cheeks. So moving on to lashes, I'll be wearing her lashes from Chee lashes. So I'm just gonna use my finger to place it on her natural lashes. So next, I'll be using my fingers to press her natural lashes and her false lashes together. So I went back using my powder brush to blend her face again. So next, I'm using my nubanbeauty brow setting gel on her brows just to give it a more natural look. So next, I'm going to be using my Kiss Beauty Fix Spray to set her face again. So I let her face dry a little. Right now, I'm using my Fair Up bronzer. So I'm just going to use my brush to apply it on her cheeks and her face. So moving on to highlight, I'll be using my nubanbeauty Glow Dust to highlight her face. So I went back using my powder brush to blend the areas I highlighted. So next, I'm using my Zaron mascara on her lower lashes just to give it volume. So moving on to her lip, I'll be using this Blossom lip palette, my favorite lip palette. I'm just gonna use this shade here to line her lip. So I added this brown shade just to darken it. So next, I'll be mixing these two nude shades. I'm just gonna apply it in the middle just to brighten up the lip. So next I'll be applying my Glow and Shine on her cheeks from TM Essentials. So I'm just gonna use my beauty sponge to blend it on the areas I highlighted. So next I'm using my Kiss Beauty Fix Spray to set her face for the last time. So this is the final look, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share and comment, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.